Trojan Family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, there was an interesting stat that came out as far as top 25 defenses in the country. There was a stop rate, which one ESPN analyst, he put up the information on Twitter. And listen, I thought it was awesome, man, when you're talking about USC's defense and the stop rate. Listen, I want fans, and I'm going to show you guys the top 25 here in a minute. You guys might be surprised where USC ranks. But listen, those who can't recognize, those who can't see that this USC football team has improved on defense, you're lost in the sauce. You're not looking at the big picture. You're not looking at what's actually taking place. And we've talked about this already as to why USC's defense was constantly on the field. It's because we have multiple field goals being kicked, and the defense continue to get on the field. And yes, you're going to get worn down a bit against a team that played in the national championship last year, who coincidentally has some of those same offensive linemen and the same defensive line that they had last year in the national championship that pushed Alabama around. I want you guys to let that sink in there for a minute. That same defensive line that played in the national championship, Josiah Stewart, Kenneth Grant, Mason Graham, all of those guys, Will Johnson, all those guys played in the national championship and were starters. They are back. They returned. And so USC faced a good team, lost by 3 points. And I want you guys to take a look at this information because USC's defense really improved by far when you're talking about top 25 stop rate right now. And the stop rate is a stat that actually shows you how many times these guys are actually stopping individuals. Now, those three explosive plays, those were the explosive plays. There was some failure in assignment, but that was it. After that, USC pretty much tightened those up. And you look at the LSU game. Look where USC is right now. Look at the Utah State game. This USC team last year, no way they would have been ranked in the top 25 as far as the stop rate. You guys know coming into the season, we said if they have a top 30 defense, that USC will be able to move and groove and make it to the playoff. I still stand on that. I'm even encouraged now after looking at this stat and after looking at that game. You don't go down to Michigan, play in the big house. I don't care how they might have got blown out by Texas. You don't go there. That team was up for USC just like everybody's going to be up for USC. You don't go to Michigan in the big house, pack house, and think that team is not getting up for USC. They absolutely did, and they tried to use their plan. But let's take a look at this information real quick as far as the stop rate. So real quick, this is Max Olson, and he's put it up here, the stop rate, the best defenses in college football. This is directly from his Twitter. He works for ESPN, defenses in college football in getting stops and preventing points. Still very early in the season, but here's the current top 25 for the FBS. So let's take a look at it. All right, so number one, you see it's going to be Texas, and you can see it there, 89.6%, and their stop rate is 0.43. Tennessee's number two, 89.5, and then you see Ohio State is going to be number three, 88.6, Alabama, 85.4, Cal is going to be 83.3, Army is going to be 82.4, Ole Miss, 82.4, Notre Dame, 80.9. And then you're going to see number 9 is going to be Iowa State at 80%, Oklahoma, 79.2, Miami, number 11, 78.8, Duke at number 12, 78.6, Iowa, number 13 at 78.4, 14 is going to be UNLV at 78.3, and then number 15, lo and behold, is going to be USC at 78.1. Listen, for those who don't realize, those who don't recognize that USC is one of the top 25 defenses right now, you're lost in the sauce. And you're negative Nancy. And you got to come out of that. You got to recognize and look at the big picture. USC is moving and grooving big time. USC is making some things happen. And I'm going to tell you guys why. And I'm going to get back to this list. The primary reason is going to be because of this guy. This guy, Eric Gentry, who continues to move and groove, continues to make things happen. This guy that continues to just be a force on the field. Look, it's straight up go time. We love what Eric Gentry is doing right now. We love what we see. And this guy continues to have a motor like no other. He is the MVP of the season thus far. And so as we finish the top 25 of the stop rate, you see here, Utah is going to be 16 at 78%. Indiana is going to be 77.8%. Kentucky at 77.1%. Louisville, 76.2%. Nebraska is going to be 75.8%. And then Maryland is going to be 75.7%. And then 22 is going to be Colorado at 75%. And then at number 22, you're going to have Penn State. You guys know we play Penn State. And then Missouri, for all those who think Missouri got the best defense in the country, they're going to be at 75%. And then South Carolina at 74%, man. So look, man, we know the engine that's driving this force right now. And it's clearly Eric Henderson. It's clearly Doug Belt. It's clearly Matt Ince. It's clearly D'Anton Lynn. It's clearly all of these guys, Taylor Mays, Buki, all these guys who are making contributions, Sean Nua as well. Forgive me for not saying him. All these guys are making major contributions to this defense being good. Like, Trojan family, I want you guys to realize, wake up. USC has a really good defense, and it's easy to get it lost. So look, man, drop those comments in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think. You guys already know where you can find me. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Listen, I'm out of here. Until later on, everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.